Battletoads. Not Batman. We're playing Battletoads. Okay. Okay, this is a tutorial for anyone who wants to... Oh, let me do a thing. Okay, anyone who wants to do a slightly harder strats than what I did in the beginner tutorial. Okay, don't forget your 5 lives. They are allowed. And then D-pad around in a circle, followed by A and B. All of those get you through the dialogue screen really quickly. Okay. Slightly harder strats. Okay, so I did mention in the beginner tutorial, getting around the left side of this pig. It'll start with holding down and left as you start, just buffering down and left out of the bungee cord. And then once you reach about this level, it switches to just left. So down and left, left, and then double tap B to the right. Now be careful, because if you're too fast on this double tap B, you get that, which is a neutral headbutt. You can use that elsewhere in the run, but I don't think it's useful anywhere in the Big 20 route. All you have to know is not to have too much momentum left and make that double tab B too much. And it's okay. It's only a half second if that happens. But yeah, that's what happens. Is it does like an in-place headbutt whenever you have too much leftward momentum while trying to go right and do a headbutt. It just means you double tap B too fast. So when you do the down left, left, make sure there's a little bit of forward momentum before you get your headbutt off. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the same as the beginner strat. Just a headbutt followed by a delayed headbutt so you don't accidentally boot. Because if you're too fast on the headbutt, you boot, which is a little slower than the headbutt. It's not terrible, but a little slower. So headbutt, delay, headbutt. Okay, so as you're in your headbutt animation or boot animation, if you messed up, you can just buffer left out of that to get to your stick. I would recommend picking up the stick from the left side, because if you pick it up from the right side, you see that what that right pig is doing? He's sort of veering off that way. You want him to stay on screen when you hit him. So to do that, actually, in the beginner tutorial, I recommended going around the left side of this guy and doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. For this tutorial, I'm going to teach you well, actually, I kind of mentioned this in the beginner tutorial. I was originally not going to do this in the beginner tutorial, but I got to a spot where I kind of needed it, and that is hitting an enemy from behind you. So you can actually hit enemies from slightly behind you. To enable that tech, you have to hold down if you're facing right, and hold up if you're facing left. So in both cases, I believe, you're going to be holding down for this one to be able to hit that pig to the left. So it's like 1, 2. It's like 2 immediate sticks. And then, if you can help it, get this pig down far enough that you can get him to the left. It doesn't matter too much, because if you don't get him to the left, you can always just do another one. Whoops. Another one, followed by a headbutt. So 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Yeah, it's a little harder when he's not down enough. You may need to delay a tiny bit. So I would get slightly below the point where you're actually touching that wall, that flat part of the wall right here. Slightly below that. Whoops. Wait for him to get right about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, missed him. That's the other reason to wait, is so that that guy over there stays on screen. So headbutt is an option, also stick is an option. Sometimes the headbutt doesn't quite reach. It is a little precise, so... Yeah, it looks like it's always gonna miss. So yeah, I would just stick with the stick strat anyway. So 1, 2... I keep going down too far. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, moving on. We do that tech again. You can get a headbutt off. Also, you can do a jump stick. That's the nice thing about this tech. It actually makes the stick a little bit better than the headbutt. Whoops, missed. But you have to be far enough to the right to make it work. Forget what the visual is that I use here. Okay, and then when the gray pig comes out, you can get way in front of it. Like test out the boundary like a little bit. Like try like test different distances until you get the feel for what the furthest distance you can is. And the fastest way becomes stick, jump, stick. Once you get the hang of that. Okay, so this gray pig, you can just go straight up and immediately hit him from here right out of the gate. It's kind of a quick little up left, sort of, followed by a turn right and then a down B. Turn right, down B. And then you can get the exact same kill because he's rubbed up against the wall. Stick, oops, oh boy. That is why this is harder strats. Stick, jump, stick. So like that, and then we move on. You can actually get sort of a, you can sort of coast in going down and right with your dash speed a little bit. Personally, I do like a double tap, followed by a down and right, followed by a double tap. Because that down and right is gonna cut your dash speed. You can't dash while going diagonal. In fact, you can't dash while going up and down on this plane, on the Z-axis. So you actually have to, you can only sprint going horizontal. So one more time, that sequence is stick, jump, stick, missed, stick, jump, stick, dash, dash. And then once you get to the gray pig, I wound up, I wasn't originally gonna make this a beginner strat, getting in front of him and doing that. But these flies are so annoying that that's what I wound up deciding was the best, even for beginner strat. And it's not too hard to get that hit off. You just get to the spot and then try to memorize exactly when he's coming out, and then it's an immediate down tap. It has to be down, neutral, tap. So also, yeah, if he's way down there, then also a stick and a headbutt works. But usually stick, jump, stick winds up being the fastest. All right, so kill him off with a headbutt, not another stick. So the first enemy was stick, jump, stick. Second enemy is stick, jump, stick. Third enemy is stick, headbutt. Missed. I was too low that time. That's why I missed. So stick, jump, stick. Oop. Gotta be hugging that wall. That's what's tough about this. You have to get the exact height. And yeah, there's kind of a safety measure you can take while you're running here too. You can sort of cut your dash to press up to make sure you're high enough. That way the down input doesn't get you out of range of hitting this guy, which sometimes can happen. I keep bumping into the wall too because I'm like aiming really tightly. Okay, these two pigs, well, I gotta make a save state there. That's good. Oh, I thought that was good. Damn. This. I keep missing. Stick, jump, stick. It's so awkward. Okay, let's make a save state there. Okay, so the strat for this is the same as the beginner tutorial. Wait for a swoop. Do a little baby jump there to bait him over to the right. And then he'll die in one hit. And I'll explain that again. The reason he's dying in one hit is because, well, normally he dies in 2 hits. Normally it takes 2 hits for him to die. And sometimes, even if you hit him over there and he's off screen, let's see if I can get him off screen. Actually, oh, I can just kind of like that. So yeah, if you hit him immediately, that'll get him off screen, and then you have to wait for him again. And that's what we're trying to cut out. We're trying to bait him over, and the reason he's dying in one hit is because of this pitfall right here. It still exists even when it's way off screen. And we're knocking him in, killing him in one hit. Same with that guy. Knocking him in this pit, killing him in one hit. So either one works. You can headbutt, or you can stick on either of these guys. Both of them work. The technical time save actually is the stick, because it locks the screen for and it lags for like 1 frame by hitting something with a stick, whereas it lags for about 6 frames hitting something with a headbutt. The screen does a little freeze, and the reason that winds up mattering is because of a global timer on the end of the level, the boss shots, because you need him to shoot in order to do damage to him. So the faster he shoots, the faster you can do damage. And that's why global timers matter on this level. And personally, I don't even like the one frame on the stick, so I like to bait that second pig off the bottom just by jumping down and back. It's kind of that was a cool trick that TMR learned to save one frame. All right, let's move on. Okay, so here's our first pitfall. When going horizontally over pits, there's a thing that that we do in the run. It's kind of the core fundamental. It's called a dash jump. And so normally the idea is, okay, so if you're sprinting and then jumping, once you jump, you don't carry your dash momentum. It cuts your dash momentum and it goes the same speed as walking, just like single tapping. So a single tap jump is the same speed as a double tap jump, unless you can sprint and jump on the same frame. To perform this, it's so you know about the double tap to sprint. The idea is on the second input, on the second toward input that you are sprinting, you want to press jump on the exact same frame, and it looks like this. That is a dash jump. And you can even enable like headbutts in the air. We don't use that, but like that, if you're practicing this, that's one way to test to see if you're doing it right. Just press B in the air while holding to the right. That's another thing. Don't let go of the D-pad, or else you'll cut your dash speed. All right, so that's the dash jump. And if you practice that a lot, you can get consistent at it. Yeah, so once again, stick lags a little less. It'll matter a little bit for the global timer than a headbutt does. And right here, I like to get on the right side, do that cool little down and attack tech. It's kind of tricky right here when you're dash jumping, because you can go too early. Like you can see the camera is moving and start to go immediately, and then bump into the camera, which also cuts your dash speed. So you do need a little bit of delay on this dash jump, and you'll have to get used to that. Okay, so stick, bait him off, save one frame, get right here. One thing about these pigs that I forgot to mention in the beginner tutorial, they normally take 2 hits to kill. This one in particular takes 1, but the other 2 take 2 hits to kill unless you kill them below this threshold. Once you see the angle right here, down below here is where a pitfall is once you're at the right. So like if I were to dash off of here, I would die. And so would the pigs. Whereas if I were to dash off of this threshold, then I wouldn't die. And that's why the pigs don't die when you kill them up above this threshold. So down here is like the secret spot to kill them in one hit. And that guy in particular always dies in one hit. Okay, so yeah, after killing this guy with the down slash tech, I like to dash jump to the right immediately after. Alternatively, you can, if you don't want to do a dash jump, you can just go up and right and then dash off from right here, from the lowest point, and that'll get the boss going the fastest. Yeah, I made a beginner tutorial earlier. I decided to go with a more advanced tutorial. So these are the strats that, for the most part, I will be going for in Big 20. Okay, so if you hit the optimal cycle, I made a bunch of save states, so I probably didn't do a good job. It looks like I have a really slow cycle here. So it takes 4 seconds between every shot, and this global begins at the start of stage 1. So it looks like 2, 3, 4. It looks like I barely missed this global. So if I was just a few frames earlier, if I was just a hair earlier, I would get a much faster shot here. I'd get an instant shot, actually. So that's one way to save 4 seconds, is to get a good grasp on the global and try to reach the earliest one in the stage. So for the first and second throw, when you throw the rock doesn't matter too much. I do like to be sort of diagonal from the crosshair, kind of diagonal from where the rock is, and try to grab the rock from the lowest point, because it still works in a 3D space. When I throw the rock, if I throw it from up close, it hits them faster. It's still faster to throw it from the first point you can, since the rock travels far faster than you can. So that's important only for the third throw. The first and second throw you can do as fast as you want. Third throw you want to be as fast as possible. And that's stage 1. Okay, Wookiee Hole. This is advanced, so I assume you don't want to juggle birds. But I can tell you that you can get birds juggled without stopping the screen. So as long as you don't stop the screen, then juggling birds is just fine. But I'm going to assume we don't need it. All of these guys die in one hit. So I would just go up to him, press B. Okay, starting from the beak birds. All right, so these guys. So you don't want the sword at the top level because look closely at the screen. I don't know if you see that, but every time I hit with the sword, do you see how the screen stops? You see how the screen kind of pauses? That is a 6-frame pause. So every single time you hit a bird with a sword, you lose 6 frames of screen scroll. So the auto scroller goes slower for you. So what we want to do is aim for a jab. And to do that, you kind of have to do it up to down. You sort of have to like, whoops. Sort of have to like coast through him perpendicular. And that's a hard thing to aim for. And if you miss, of course, whatever, you got to punch. So you lost 6 frames. Not a big deal. As long as you don't get the sword. Just don't get the sword. But do try to aim for these jabs. Damn. There we go. Ah, missed. Okay, 4, 5. Okay, not bad. Missed one, so I wound up actually losing time over the punch. So if you don't want to risk the time loss, just punch them. It'll be faster than missing one. Got him. Okay, that was good. The robot. All right, so my visual, personally, is... So right there is where I want to start swinging my anvil. So you want to get to the left wall immediately because the way to trigger the anvil is to get the cord vertical. And sometimes you see you have to wait for it. And this attack will not kill him. Only the anvil attack will kill him. See, that, even if I hit him, it still doesn't kill him. Only the anvil attack kills him, and to get the anvil attack ready, you have to have the cord be vertical. So get there quickly so that the cord is vertical by the time you get to the robot. Personally, my visual is, I'm looking at the right side. There's like a little, see if I can find a, Okay, don't mind all this crap. I'm just kind of, I'm looking for my pointer finger. Where's that at? Oh man, I can't find it. I can't find my pointer finger, but okay, right above the ledge on the right, there's like a little rock kind of hanging out. There's like a little diamond. It's like a little triangle shaped thing. When the point of that touches the top of the screen, that's when I start my anvil attack. That might be too early. It's like right there. On emulator, that'll be the perfect visual. On CRT, maybe slightly underneath that. And then do that again. It's the exact same visual for that guy. And this guy, there's no way possible to get him as you're swinging, as he spawns. So just kind of get to the left wall for the third one and do it as early as possible. So this guy comes out too early, so you, wait, no, this is the second one. There, and then this one just as early as possible. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this guy I don't recommend juggling. these guys, you can juggle all day long. They get tricky once you get to this. Once the beam comes out. So it is possible to jab these next birds. Oh, how far back am I? Oh, I'm over here. That's okay. Okay, well, it is possible to get the jab off on that bird, but it's a little difficult. You kind of have to hug the beam a little bit and go down immediately. I'm gonna see if I can get it once. It saves 6 frames. It's not a huge deal if you miss it. Nope, not quite. It's really tough, but it's possible. For this guy, actually, TMR came up with an idea where you die on purpose. That way you use iframes to get through the beam. I don't know what happened to the music there. You use iframes to get to the beam. That way you get a jab, and the screen doesn't stop scrolling during that time. It also doesn't lag, so you're fine. So die on purpose here. The save state is weird. And then you can get an easy jab on that guy. These guys, well, you could try to juggle them as you go, but for the most part, things are going to get out of your way. Gotta get out of hand really quickly. Once the birds reach the top of the screen, they start moving around, and then the screen locks as well. So I don't think you have enough time to juggle these birds, so I wouldn't bother. Whoopsie. One misses, okay. The screen didn't stop. Okay, once you see the green one lunge right here, that's the time to do an anvil attack. And yes, the anvil attack does lag the screen a little bit, but I don't think there's a better way to kill these two plants. Okay, here comes a gray robot, and the visual is the same. There's a little diamond there on the side of the screen. Well, let me go back. Okay, there's a little diamond on the side of the screen here, and you might notice that it's shaped the same. Yo, Yayway, thanks so much. Yeah, I did. Thanks so much for giving 100 bits about my stream. Yeah, it's the same visual that whoops, where is it? This one. The exact same visual there. Okay, more anvil attacks on these guys. The earlier you can hit the last two plants, the better. Because that'll give you time. Oops, where are we? The earlier you can hit the last two plants, the better. These ones don't matter too much. These ones, those ones you want to hit even earlier. So it's not so much on the lunge, it's coming back from the lunge. So that's a much harder thing to time. And the reason for that is to get rid of the left one as soon as humanly possible. And I don't trust being able to kill that bird before the screen stops. And I have a sword now. It's optimal not to have a sword. But you don't lose much because those are the last two birds. So you don't have to worry about everything culminating in so much time loss. And if you are able to do that without getting a sword, you can even juggle that bird. Because, you know, with the sword, you don't want to juggle the bird because it... Okay, remember bottom, middle, right there. And if you're on the bottom, then it immediately transitions out of the stage. Whereas if you're on the top, I mentioned this in the beginner tutorial, but I'll mention it again. Oh, I forgot where I was. Okay, so get to the right. I like to get the sword, hit him, and then hit him. I'm gonna do that for my race strats. Just so I can get to the screen scrolling as fast as I can. Okay, it doesn't have to be necessarily the middle to get the early transition out. It just has to be the bottom to get the early transition out. You can be on the left. That's fine. Just don't be up here. I'll show you the difference. And then you wait for this. And now, once he hits the bottom, now you transition out. So that's way slower. And for swag, if you want. You can even swing your anvil for fun. Okay, once you're in the dialogue screen, remember the D-pad and... Oh, this is an awkward save. Okay, remember the D-pad and around in the circle and the A and B. So what I did there was... Oh, that's right. I mentioned earlier that we're not going to use the air headbutt. I lied. We're using them here. I forgot about this part. Alright, so the normal strat is to run, do this, and this. So the reason this is a time loss over the optimal strat is because there's a lot of hang time on this headbutt before you're enabled to be able to do a boot again. So watch the time between the headbutt and the boot. Whoops, let me get it right. Headbutt, boot. Versus... Ah, come on. Headbutt, boot. It's a bit faster. It's up to 12 frames faster to what I tested. And you can do that on every one of these rats. However, the second rat, I don't think so, because he comes out of the air. This one is not on the ground. This strat is mostly for rats that are on the ground. In this case, this rat is in the air, so you don't really save anything with an air headbutt on him. So first rat, try to get the air headbutt. If not, if you miss it, just do the ground headbutt instead. That's fine. I missed it, so switch to the strat. Okay, but if you get it, then that is optimal. All right, let's move on. So, I forgot something actually. At the start of this stage, let me do something real quick to get to stage 3 again. I want to start the stage with a better save state. So I'm just gonna take this warp. That warp's not allowed in Big 20. You can't take it. But here we are, Turbo Tunnel. So I start the stage holding down and right a little bit. I don't like to be on this exact part of the plane because I want to do that dash jump, and if I'm right there, then it misses. Whereas if I'm just a little bit lower than that, then I get to this rat, I do the headbutt, and this dash jump doesn't kill me. So I want to start the stage being slightly lower than where it starts me. So I start it with a slight down and right, and then an immediate air headbutt. That's probably the toughest thing to time. You can even like pick different times if you want to start your down. Like you can like kill this guy first, then go down. That might work. Just pick your favorite. As long as you are down there by the time you make this dash jump over this pit, then that's optimal. Okay, so that said, let's make this dash jump. Okay, so beginner strats on the Space Invaders was punch. Let's see, it's been a while. Punch, 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 or something like that. You gotta punch that last one low enough so that the health drop. Yeah, something like that. So you can get that, and you see how I grab it with a dash jump. The top strats actually turn left. My visual for turning left is right about as the bottom left edge of the platform goes off screen. You turn back, and you have just enough time to hit this top one and get 1, 2, 3. So you kill them before they even touch your health, and you don't even have to grab any health as a result. This is kind of hard to do optimally. And once again, you can do a dash jump to the third one to the right. So 1, 2, dash jump. Oops. Dash jump followed by a punch. So to get that punch instead of it being a headbutt, because you don't want it to be a headbutt. See if I can make a good save for this. Okay, I think this is a good save. So that's what the headbutt looks like. You actually cannot headbutt. Normally if you do a headbutt, it coasts you to the right. But if you headbutt this guy, then it forces you straight down. So you get less rightward momentum that way. So in this case, you do that dash jump and you let off of D-pad to get a punch. And that allows you to keep a little bit of rightward momentum. And it allows you to recover faster once you're on the ground to do another run. Versus the headbutt, now you can run. It's a little slower that way. But the punch will get you to the right faster. Okay, these two rats. Oops. Come on. Come on. Even if you miss the dash jump, you can still get this guy in time. I would recommend making this a full jump as best you can. So like when you go for this, make it a full jump. That way, if it fails, you can still hit this guy. Okay, when you get to the rats. So this is a hard thing to time. I don't have much of a visual here, but I like to look at this line. When this line is off screen, that's a good time to run back. And momentum kind of makes it so you have to aim a little early on it. And it's faster to do an air headbutt to both of these guys, actually. So you get to the spot, try to time the fastest possible. Because if you're too fast, then they don't spawn, and you have to be like, ah, crap, I gotta spawn them. So be sure to go right enough before turning back. Ugh, this is giving me trouble right now. Also, at the same time, when I'm doing this dash right here, I like to go down. And I go down at this point. Actually, normally I go down at this point to do a bike skip, so that's not even allowed. So you're probably not gonna have to worry about that too much. But also, the rats on the island are gonna spawn low as well when you get to this part. So I like to prep that at this point right here by going down after the dash. I cannot get this dash jump to save my life. I swear it's not hard. There we go. So this is about the perfect level right here. This is a nice level to be at. This is enough to hit both of the rats on their islands. They're both in kind of the perfect spot for me, whereas if I'm up here, I'm gonna miss. The other thing is, like you can kind of tell if you're low enough, because like you don't have to go all the way to the bottom for this. In fact, you can't go all the way to the bottom because then you'll miss the second rat if you do. The second rat being the second island rat, of course. But you'll know that you're low enough when you see both of those rats be at the same level down at the bottom. If one is low and one is high, you're too high. And you need to go down a little more. Okay, moving on. Island rat. So here's another horizontal pit jump. Get to the edge and do a dash jump. I recommend kind of getting pretty damn close. Because if you go for the dash jump way over here, then it's like you miss, and then you can fall in because you tried to be a little too early. Whereas you have to kind of train yourself to get to the tippy edge first before going for a dash jump. That way, if you miss it, you'll save yourself. So about there is the limit, I think. It's pretty lenient. Okay, my visual is once so that you see the top of the platform up here. So the top right edge is right here. And right about here is where I start turning back to kill the first island rat. Whoops. To the edge, and then that. About there. And then right here, you can actually do a really cool... You can do a neutral headbutt there. Don't be too early, of course. There we go. You can do a neutral headbutt there to make it so that you can go for the boot straight away, but not be too far right. Because sometimes it's really annoying right here. Sometimes you're... Well, let's see. Sometimes you're too far right, you go for the boot, and it just misses. Because you're hitting the right half of them. But with this neutral headbutt technique, kind of like what I showed at the beginning of stage 1. So to do that, you dash to the left and you do a really fast double tap right. What the game is doing is it's going, hey, hold up, I still got leftward momentum. And so it doesn't let you headbutt right. It just headbutts in place because it needs to cancel left momentum first before it lets you go right. So You just do that before the momentum is cut, and you get a neutral headbutt there. So right there, right there. Ooh, I messed up the neutral headbutt, but that's all right. There's just enough time to get back to the other side of him and do that. Try it again. No, I fucked up again. Right there, right there. There we go. Okay, so you can make this dash jump from here. This is kind of a YOLO strat, because if you miss, you are gonna have to turn back and go for it again. But if you can get it first try, then it'll be a time save over dashing to the spot and then doing that. Because you have to let off the D-pad, and that little bit of time letting off the D-pad will be your time loss over just a immediate dash jump. But if you fail it, which I just did there, then you have to go back and try it again. Okay, so my visual here is about the same. And this time, I don't think you need to do a neutral headbutt. My visual is about the same for turning back. I mean, this top left edge, you can turn back and get really quickly to this rat. However, if you want this... Whoa, that was a forward neutral headbutt. If you want the roughly the same visual, since the last rat was over here, this rat is over here, so you have less distance to go. And if you want to... If you like the neutral... which I'm screwing up. If you like the neutral headbutt, and you want to keep doing it, then go a little further. Then turn back, then do your neutral headbutt. That way you have more left momentum going forward. Dude, I really suck at this for some reason. But personally, I like to, on the second rat, not go for the neutral and just kind of go slightly further left of him, enough to make the bottom of my headbutt touch him, and then go for the immediate boot right there. This guy's a little tricky because, yeah, if you're too far right, you can get launched off with your own boot. Okay, one more dash jump here into the bike. If you want to be swaggy, jump right before the bike. If you want to be swaggy, and you get a super jump like that. You can still be hit up here, by the way, so don't assume that you're invincible up there. You're not. I have had some weird hitbox issues happen up there where somehow the walls hit you. You still have to dodge as if you're on the ground. Okay, this is just like normal, the auto scroller. All you gotta do is not die. More swag, just do it at the front. Even more swag, get your blindfold out. So touching the checkpoint from the front and back makes no difference. For every checkpoint except for the last one. The last checkpoint, it matters whether you are front or back. And it would not be what you think it is. It is not front, it's actually back that's faster. You would think, oh, touching the gate earlier, that means ending the stage earlier. No. Doesn't work like that. I will show you when we get there. Yo, thank you, Tursmo. Okay, so when you're in the front, top right is actually the safe spot. In the back, lower left is the safe spot. In front, top right is. Okay, here we are. Okay, so get to the back because it's actually the camera that determines whether the stage is over or not. And once you touch that last gate, the camera slows to a crawl. And if you're in front, then the camera has to slow to a crawl even more before it gets to the spot that tells it that the stage is over. Oh, where am I? Okay. Another fun fact, you don't have to dodge that last one if you're in front. Okay, so that's what back looks like. This is what front looks like. See the difference? Lots and lots and lots of slowdown before it finally tells you that the stage is over and you've actually lost time. Yo, Decapan, thanks so much for the 9 months. My apologies, the alerts are down, so I probably missed a whole bunch. Alright, here's... Okay, in back. Much faster. Let's start Arctic Caverns now. Okay, Arctic Caverns. So start the stage holding right. There's no way to dash in the air that I know of. I've tested every frame. You can't really get a dash off in the air. You can get some things off. You can get like a jump off in the air, but you can't get a dash off in the air. Okay, so run past all these. Get to right here. Get to the right side of this pit. So that part is the same as the beginner strat. The difference is you're gonna do a dash jump out instead of a regular jump out. And make sure you're on the right side of this pit. Otherwise, you can miss the dash jump and accidentally bash into that thing. So, right side of the pit. Dash jump out. I missed the dash jump, but that's okay. I just revert to different strats. Beginner strat, I recommended 2 headbutts here. There is a slightly faster way, and it's tough. It's kind of random, too. I actually jump, and I mash B a couple times. I hit B like twice right there, just in case the first input didn't register a kick. Like that. It punched first. So I like to hit B like 2 or 3 times right there. So my visual for jumping is right at the angle of that slope. Right here. Once you get here, just jump punch. And hopefully it results in a really fast kick on that ice block. If not, hopefully the second input results in it. There we go. Got the second one that time. So if you get the second one, it's still faster than a headbutt. Missed. Okay, that was slower for sure. Okay, there. Nope. Okay, that time I had to do a jump punch, followed by a missed kick, followed by another jump kick. Usually the third one does hit, but you do have to make it a jump input if you have to do it again. If the second shot does not work, it has to be, and that's the danger of it, you crash right into it sometimes, if you're too late. There we go. So that's the slowest this could possibly go, which is still about the same speed as the headbutt strat, so you didn't really lose time for that. There we go. Okay, and then once the ice block is kicked... Oh my god, that was terrible. Okay, I missed the dash jump. So actually, if I miss the dash jump, then the timing for this, since the camera determines when it spawns, is actually going to be a little later. So if I made the dash jump, then it's about at the angle of the slope. If I didn't make the dash jump, it's maybe a hair above it. Just a hair later. Good. So angle slope. Okay, so once you've kicked the ice block, don't dash jump past it, or else you will crash right into it, since it's bouncing back and coming at you. The dash jump won't work, but holding right and jumping will. That will clear it every time. As soon as you make the kick, the jump kick, then a jump right works every single time. And it also gets you up the slope pretty fast. It's a bit faster than running or walking up the slope. Okay, so once you've made the jump... I kind of landed in an awkward spot there. Once you made the jump, you can do a dash jump. This is a very awkward save state. Once you've landed from the jump, a dash jump will be faster than running. So you can go for another jump there. And if you don't dash jump, that's fine. It'll still be faster than walking or running. Since you're not dealing with the upward slopes, sort of cutting momentum. See, up slopes naturally makes the toad go slower as long as he's on the ground. So, like, really quick jumps makes that a non-issue. Okay, so if you get the dash jump here, just run off. Well, run to the bottom, at least. Run to right here, and then another thing will happen that I'll show you. If you don't get the dash jump, just double tap again until you get to the bottom. And now we're going to perform a thing called a ledge dash. Oh, that's such a terrible save state. Alright, so a ledge dash. So what this is... Oh my gosh, I actually activated the snowman. So, a ledge dash means you can actually get dash speed in the other direction. What a terrible cycle. Okay, there we go. I think that's better. Yeah, this is a better cycle. So if you aim a double tap left right as you're coming off of the ledge, if you're early, you run back like that, and then it's no big deal, just run off again. However, if you're late, you just fall and then you dash again. If you're on time though, then you can get a really quick weave right into that hole. Missed, I was too early. Okay. And then once you do that, there's actually something that the current world records don't really go for. You can actually sort of time a right ledge dash as well, as long as you cut your momentum a little bit and barely touch this ledge right here. You can get that as well. Most people don't go for that though. My PB misses that. I went for it, but I missed it. So if you can get all 3 weaves right here, you get the fastest. I'm trying to get at least 2 of them. The 2 important ones. This one right here is like, this one right here will save the most time if you get it. Okay, 1. Man, too slow again. But anyways, that's the backup. Just do a jump. There we go. And if you get it, you can just run, and you'll make it past him before he even gets a snowball off. And when you fall off, you can do that punch to save a little bit of lag frames down here. Aw, close. Nope. You can also make that a dash jump to make it a little faster. That's another nice quick way to back it up. There we go. Got them both right there. That was really good. Let's see if I can get all 3. This one is less likely. No, I messed it up. Close. That's 2 out of 3. Nope. Nope. Anyways, yeah, you can bet that both me and Stans will be going for this in Big 20. And little time loss if we miss it. It's really slow if you have to backtrack if you're early on that. It's not frame perfect either. The ice helps make it not frame perfect. Okay, so run past this ice block as fast as you can. Get to the bottom. Get to the middle right here. I actually get to the middle of this flat part of this platform. That's my visual for where to be. And then as soon as it hits the wall, I do a jump that follows behind it, and then once I hit the ground... It's a little hard from this save state, I think. Usually I do this... Usually I have much further of a lead on this ice block. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I swear this is consistent. If I just start from the right spot. So the B input takes place like way on the ground, like the instant you hit the ground. You just land slightly behind the ice block, and you get a really fast kill on this wall that you don't have to wait for this ice block for. I believe the other strat was early headbutt and a kick. That's pretty fast, but this kick is a little faster. Alternatively, this is actually something that happened in my PB. You can watch my PB back to see what my backup is. This is actually also an older strat. This was an older improvement to the old headbutt strat. This was the original strat. This was the improvement to it. You get a dash jump here, and you get a really fast headbutt. that kills those. You can still do that strat if you feel like the ice block is a little too close to you, like you lost some time somewhere running down the slopes and the ice block caught up to you a little too much and you barely squeaked past it in time. You can revert to that strat really quickly since you'll be right here to begin with, whereas you will not have time for this jump kick strat. And watch my PB to see me revert to that strat just because of how much I messed up that movement coming down. It's like 6 frames slower or something like that, so it's a pretty good strat. And if you miss this headbutt, just punch it and kick. This is the world's most awkward save state to do this from. I swear this is consistent if I just do it normally. Okay, so once you've done that, double tap immediately, do a headbutt here, and then once you're about that far up the slope, you'll be able to make this, and then a dash jump when you're right there, when you're at the bottom of this. Jump, dash jump, and if you don't make the dash jump, that's okay, because at least you'll make it up the flat part, up to the flat part. Okay, and if you make that, then you can actually enable kind of one of the harder spots in the game, mostly because you're so blinded by the camera. You can actually one cycle these rocks or these snowballs that the snowman throws. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can kill them before the second one comes out. And if you're really fast, you can ledge cancel all of these. So the secret to ledge canceling is to kind of aim underneath it and get the toad that he's sort of like canceling his ascent using the ledge, and just do that kind of 4 times in a row as best you can. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. One of those was kind of bad. And then get the headbutt off immediately. You are going to have to delay a little bit though. If you get this dash jump, this rock is kind of in an awful spot for you. So if you jump immediately, if you try to be the fastest possible going up to this first ledge, that rock can hit you. Let's see if I can get an example. There. Mostly because it's the camera that determines whether the rock cycle starts or not. Okay, I missed the dash jump, so that means I can just go. If I miss the dash jump, then I'm at the perfect time for that rock. I'm a little slower than the perfect time, but you do get a little bit more speed with the dash jump. So you can throw that into your muscle memory. And if you miss it, it's okay. It actually helps you in a way. Makes it a little safer. But if you nail that dash jump... Also, if you're a little slow on those slopes, you can also kind of get real close to the snowman. That way his... So it's like, oops, I'm a little slow. And you go immediately. Then that rock, or that snowball he throws can hurt you. Let me get an example. It's like, oops, I'm a little slow. Well, that's too slow. I need a good example of being too slow here. Okay, so if you're close enough to him, that second rock basically will never hurt you. But if you hit him from right about here, then that rock can hurt you. I want to see if I can get an example of that. Ah, dang it. It's hard to be slow. Nope. I need an example of the wrong time to headbutt him. There we go. Alright, so if you're a tiny bit slow, then that can happen. All you gotta know is if you feel like you got up here a little slow for that one cycle, just get real close to him and do the headbutt there. And that means the snowball probably won't hit you there. And be ready to be turning left and mashing B for these snowballs. So that whole sequence one more time. From here. Right about there. It's kind of important to find the best spot you could start throwing snowballs. You can see I'm very far away from him, but it's still detecting that I'm near them and throwing them. So those 4 snowballs will break the wall. 2, 3, 4. Okay, once the 4th throw happens, it's an immediate baby jump. And in the beginner tutorial, I recommended a baby jump and a baby jump. Well, a baby jump and a mid jump. I think I recommended a full jump. That might have been bad, though. Full jump isn't too bad. For here, I'm going to recommend a baby jump and a dash jump. And a baby jump and a dash jump can actually get you past this guy without having to wait for him. Like that. So if you do a regular jump, oh shit. If you just press A at the right time, that is kind of free. It's a pretty big window. You can eventually get the hang of it as long as you know when he's coming, because again, the camera sucks while you're dashing. Because you're so blindfolded by the edge that you have to get used to the timing. However, you can even improve that even more. This is actually really hard to do. You can get a dash jump out right there if you're fast enough. And that is an example of something I'll probably not go for in the race. Because that's actually, I'm somehow surviving just fine, but yeah, usually that happens if I go for it and I miss the dash jump. So that is an example of something I do not want to do in the race. Yeah, I will not go for that personally when Big 20 race day happens. So I'm gonna do this, but I felt it was fair to tell you about the faster way, regardless. Okay, so you get to this pole. If you're already dash jumping, you happen to be going, you're crazy enough to go for that strat, you will already be dashing as you go over this pole. Otherwise, get to the edge of the pole and grab it like this. Or, if you want to speed that up, you can kind of do a ledge cancel from slightly apart from the pole. Like right about there. And be ready to do an immediate dash off as soon as you do that. Okay, and then once you're right here, this ice block sequence starts. It turns out it's faster. We used to just kind of weave. But when I did that, I would press right too early, and it would slow the camera down. When I did that. So actually, the new strat now is to run off the edge and punch. That gets the camera down here faster, so it spawns the ice block a little faster. And at the top level, I've never actually tried this before, but some people like to just punch. And it's really cool looking when they do that. Okay, so normally I recommended killing the snowman, but remember what I said about headbutts causing the screen to lag for 6 frames? Well, those 6 frames are going to make it slower in this instance just because it's going to slow down the ice block too. And you need that ice block to get to you. Oops. Nice headbutt. Reverse headbutt. So actually, I recommend staying right here and waiting for the ice block on this final slope. Okay, so safe state here. Once the ice block has reached the second to last slope, go down and do a headbutt. That gets the ice block into the spot you need. And then once you've done the headbutt, you can actually dash jump to it and do a little jump kick out once you reach the bottom of the slope right here. Alternatively, the old strat before that jump kick was... Oh my gosh, not that. Hold up. It's been a while since I've done the old strat. Actually, oh, that's right. We don't do a dash jump with this old strat. It's like that. That's right, yeah. So the old strat was no dash jump right there. You just run, try to get 2 headbutts on that wall. That wall doesn't have a hurt box yet, or a hit box yet, until it is still there. It is still a wall, that's right. We used to headbutt over that pole there for swag. So the wall is able to be the wall is able to be a wall and bounce the ice block back, but it is not able to be hurt until it is actually on screen and visible. So you need to get to the wall in a way that it is on screen when the ice block is doing damage to it. And again, there's that. I don't actually know if that headbutt is better or not. That's something I used to see TMR doing. So that's more of a it's like an old way to do it, which isn't too much slower. It's a little slower, but not too much slower. It's also a lot easier because you don't need this dash jump to do it. Okay, and once you break the wall, okay, pretty good. All right, so this is the double dash jump. Many would say that this is the hardest trick in the game. And I would say, yeah, especially when you're just starting out. Because it's very hard to get dash jumps to a consistent level, especially in 1 month, to really trust that you can do this. And then there's that snowball in the way as well, which can also screw up your day. So the way to get past both of them, I think the modern strats these days, I never personally learned this, but to do a little jump right here. Do a little jump right here before doing the dash jump out. How do you do that? Let's see, it's like there maybe? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's like the modern way to do it. I used to just kind of slide down the slope a little bit. I just use that as my buffer, just kind of walk down the slope and do it from there. To me, that's easier because that's how much I've practiced it. But pick your favorite. I think they're both just as fast. It's possible this jump strat might be faster. I'm actually not sure, but I'm just gonna do it this way. The main thing is that you get this. If you actually get this in a race, be proud of yourself. If you get this ever, be proud of yourself. I watched one guy spend an hour and a half here with a save state, and he finally got it once after an hour and a half. One time. So if you choose not to go for this strat, that's also fine. There's nothing wrong with going for like a combination of beginner and advanced strats as well, if you feel like this one is not for you. But the double dash jump is 5 seconds faster if you get it. Okay, and actually, on top of that, this is so later developments were made, and this is no longer a double dash jump, this is a triple dash jump. So just over the spike pit is a double dash jump, and we added another one right here. And the reason for that is to get around this pole before landing on the ground. You normally can't do that with normal speed. TMR does love this jump, yeah. It's a love-hate relationship for him, for sure. Alright, I don't even know how to make a good save state here, because too much is happening at once. Okay, this is fine. So I'll just do this from here. Before we discovered this dash jump right here, I'll show you what we did before. It's still a little faster than the beginner strats. You can dash down here, and you can also headbutt. Now, it's 50-50 whether or not you actually get a headbutt, which is faster than a jump, because you lower faster, or lock. That lock right there. So, you can make this safe for yourself by headbutting from roughly halfway down the slope. Right about here. That way, if you get the lock, you have time to jump out. You can even, like, mash the button, and you should be fine. Like, mash the jump button if you get the lock. Where is it? Like that. And you should be safe. Okay, so here's the new development. So we're about over here. You're dashing at this point. You're in dash status. You reach right about here. Right about here. Right about the top of the slope. This is a good time to start your dash jump. Bonk off the ceiling. Oops. Right about there. Okay, so there's a reverse dash that you can do. This is more tech, and I believe this is the only spot in the Big 20 run where we do this. I know I said that last time for the last tech thing, and I realized that later on that we do it. So don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure this is the only one of these, though. So actually, we're using the pause button to... So I'm still holding right. When I go for the dash jump, if I let go of right, I've lost my dash momentum. But if I'm holding right, even while I'm rubbing up against the wall, even though it looks like the toad is not moving, he's still in dash status here. You see, I'm at the bottom and I'm running. I'm sprinting. I'm not actually walking. Now I'm walking. So running, walking. All right, so you can use this in the air right here to pause while holding right. And at this point, you can let go. You can hold left and unpause, and you'll make it right there. And my visual for this is roughly when I'm center with the third spike coming down. That's like the perfect spot to rush left. You can be a little earlier than that. That might be too early. It's not. Okay, you can be a little earlier than that. Let's see if I can get too early. No. That's too early. Okay. So aim for right about there. Personally, I like to aim for the third spike. Maybe top of the third spike is fine. And you should be able to make it in there. From there are numerous strats. There's the way I learned, and then there's the modern way, which I haven't actually faithfully ran this game for a few years now, so I haven't actually learned the modern way. So I'll be kind of winging this, but I think I get the idea. Well, before I get to that, I should tell you that the pause music doesn't let you unpause all the time. So every single one of these tones is lag frames. Lag, 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 lag. So actually, like an unpause can get eaten by these lag frames. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hitting pause, but I'm not getting it unpause because the tones are lag frames. So that's a tricky thing about this unpause right here, is you go for it, and if you're not fast enough, there we go. I did the double tap of the pause. I tried to be as fast as I could, but it didn't unpause. So I have to just kind of press it again. However, so that brings me to another thing about the pause music, is that those tones are on a global timer. So now we're getting even deeper into this. Each and every one of those tones are on a global timer from the start of the stage. And this is the first time you've paused since starting the stage. And the first pause will always be like a delayed silence before the first note happens. So you have enough time always for the first pause to double tap before a tone has happened. So look, watch this yellow platform over here. I am pausing. I am indeed pausing. So if you're fast enough, you can get this pause dash before the first tone has happened, and you will save a third of a second because of it. Like, each and every one of those tones are pretty long. So if you can actually get this off and get a really fast ledge dash left, I was a little late there, so I didn't clear the pole, but I at least got it before the tone. There. If you can do that, then you will save a third of a second. Okay. So now that we're past there, okay, this is like the hardest checkpoint in the game. There's so much happening just right out of the gate on this checkpoint. We just did the double dash jump, which is the hardest trick in the game. Now we got this crazy tech right here, which was hard to explain, but I finally got through it. And I'm not done. I need a good save state now. This is okay. Let's see if I can get a good save state here. Come on. Actually, let me start from the intermediate strat where we headbutt down. There's a headbutt over the first snowball. Followed by a headbutt over the second snowball. This is probably the strat most people are gonna do. There are 2 headbutts you can do there. Oops, I missed it. So it's just, yeah, it's a really quick jump, double tap, jump, double tap. That second one is very, very difficult, but with enough practice, you can eventually get it. And it's not enough to do the headbutt from here, otherwise you'll bonk on that overhang. You have to get enough run speed, or enough run distance, that you're on the left side of the pole. Let me get rid of this guy. So, yeah, well, I wouldn't even say left side of the pole, just anything but the right side. I think you can be right about here, and that's good enough, yeah. So if you're way too fast on the double tap and the B, really not so much the double tap. The double tap can be as fast as you want. It's the B that matters the most right here. You gotta make sure you have moved at least a couple pixels on this thing before it'll let you headbutt through. So you're here. Oh, yeah, sorry. So it's this. Make sure you've ran a little bit before the headbutt happens. God damn it. This is a hard strat. It would be understandable if we didn't go for that. I got the too early one right there. There we go. So it looks about like that. Alternatively, yeah. I believe that's the next fastest strat besides that one. Okay, is that all I want to show? There is one more thing I want to show. If you get down here the normal way, well, let's do a headbutt. Okay. This really only is faster if you get the dash jump. So, okay, I'm gonna start this from the dash jump. You can do a little dash jump right there, but it's very dangerous because there's spikes above your head. And if you miss this dash jump, let me get rid of this guy. If you miss this dash jump, you probably will die. A little jump will get you over here though. But if, like, you're kind of in a bad point in the snowball cycle if that happens, and you probably get hit if that happens. Also, if you get the other kind of missed dash jump where you hit A before the double tap, then you get the neutral jump, which always kills you. If you get the left jump, if you get left before A, then it might not kill you. It's not for sure though. Let's see if I can get an example. There we go. I actually went for the dash jump, was too fast on the left, and bad snowball cycle, of course, but at least I didn't die. I don't recommend that strat at all. That was my old strat. That was the strat I did back in the day. We have since come up with a new strat that is about the same speed. I think it's a teeny tiny bit slower, but it's way, way safer because you don't have to go for a frame perfect dash input, dash jump input. So if you get this, I said, if you get this, I'm gonna make a save state from pausing now, since now I don't have to deal with the pause global cycle. The new strat now is to do a headbutt. It's a very fast headbutt, and you can get down there. And from there, you can actually do a jump out. So if you can get that dash jump up top, and that reverse dash in the air after that, you can enable this strat. And you can improve it even more with a dash jump, going straight over that pole. Okay, and that's the way we deal with the final guy. Do you get all that? This is a ridiculous checkpoint. And it's, yeah, if you're new to this, I would recommend all of these strats. But now that I've showed them all to you, let me Let's see. Okay, if I wait at the bottom here for the snowball, this is the same basically as the other strat. It really isn't actually. I have a bad save state. Because this whole sequence is kind of the same. I wish I had logged the save now that I think about it. That's okay though. So what I can at least show is let's see, yeah, if I just kind of yeah, let's just do this. Let's just start from here. So the normal strat has me kind of going like that, waiting for one snowball, and just running through. If you do that, there is a pretty fast way to do it. Let's assume I'm over here. You can actually jump that snowball and get a kill on this snowman like that. So yeah, don't mind that. Okay, so the final snowman sequence hasn't started yet, so this is okay. But now that we've done this, let me do this from here actually. This is a more likely save state. So this is about what it looks like. You start the dash right there, and so you get exactly that much distance to be able to run past that snowball, get a jump off, and get a headbutt off, and then start throwing. So that's one way. That was the really, really old method we used to use back in like 2013. You can also, if you don't want to jump, you can also do that. That'll be fine. Okay, but even faster than that is a headbutt, followed by a left input, followed by a right input, followed by a punch, which is much faster than a headbutt, because you can immediately start throwing snowballs after one jab animation. Come on. Let's see if I can get this right. There we go. Very fast throws after that. And I also get a very fast run up the slope. That is kind of because I was... So getting a very fast run up the slope is another piece of weirdness. I'm gonna try and get like an example of... No, that's not good. Let's see. I'm trying to mess it up on purpose. Let's see. That's not quite right either. Okay. Right, so I did a double tap at the bottom right here, but it was kind of finicky and it didn't let me go up the slope very much. I kind of required a quadruple tap because there was some rightward momentum that it was trying to get rid of while I was trying to dash left, and it was being very finicky. There is a way to bypass that by letting go during the headbutt, letting go of the D-pad completely during the headbutt, pressing a left input at the bottom when you're able to control your toad again. Left. So left, right, punch. It looks like that. So let go. Damn it. This is another example, by the way, of an overhang that can fuck up your headbutt. So make sure you're doing this from the left side of the pillar. Maybe the middle of the pillar is fine there. So many little things. So it's left, right, punch. And if that punch winds up hitting the snowman, which sometimes it doesn't do, as you just saw, it went right through him without touching him. It's, you know, it's frame jank. It's basically luck. But eventually it works. At least it doesn't kill you if it doesn't work. You just have to punch again. There we go. So that time I did a left input followed by a right. And what that left input did was it buffered the start of a sprint. And between that input and all of these throws, it paused. Like, it's still in pause right now as far as its status on whether I'm dashing or not. So the next left input will result in... Ah, damn it, I messed it up because I'm not used to this. So the next left input should result in a dash when I do that. So you'll see me go up the slope much faster. I really hate that. 3, 4. There we go. You saw me go up really fast right there. It wasn't finicky. It went up, it like zoomed up the slope that time. And the reason for that was that left input right there. Okay, I'm low, but I still should get it. There, yes. I did go up the slope very fast. Okay, and with that said, let's see. Is there anything else? Yeah. Doing this from the headbutt location. That sequence looks a little something like this. It actually makes that headbutt a little easier because the camera is less janky over there. Well, the camera is very janky all the time, but it takes a lot longer for that snowball to reach me because the camera needs to catch up a lot more as opposed to the other strat. Alright, so we get this headbutt, followed by a punch, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work. Okay, and then a finicky climb up the slope, which also is hard to make work every time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, got it. Okay, this is just a weave, and yeah, same thing. Weave and Hail Mary. We can't do the floor skip here, so, and also that 1-up is free, may as well get it. Once you're past the stalactite, dash jump. Immediate dash jump as soon as you're able to stand up again from the other side of it. Try to be on the right side of the platform as well, so you get the fastest right side out. So getting around this porcupine, you're gonna require a bit of a turn back. It is kind of possible to make a jump there, but that's like a 2-frame window. I don't recommend that for a race. However, you can turn back there, and it will still be faster than not going for that dash jump. So a little turn back. So once you reach down here, you can barely make a dash jump to these poles, but you're gonna have to cut your jump short. You're gonna have to keep holding left, but you're gonna have to cut your jump short. Whoops, too fast. Dash jump. You're gonna have to cut your jump short because you can actually get hit by this guy. If I can get the dash jump off. There. So if you're too high, that happens, and that's bad. So try to make it not a full jump, just kind of a low jump, low enough that it reaches that pillar, because it is possible to be too short as well. Like if you 1-frame it, that happens. Oh yeah, also, yeah, dash jumping over this porcupine is also faster, so another dash jump there. But you are going to have to do a very quick dash, or a very quick jump out like that, if you do that. Okay. So, if you don't get the dash jump here, that's okay. It's like, oops, just do a regular jump and then go for the next dash jump down here. It's the exact same thing, only the other way. Dash jump, oop, missed it. Ah, missed it. Missed it. Missed 2 in a row right there. Missed it. I want to see if I can get both. Ah, nope. Good. Good. Okay, now the ice block at the bottom. Ooh, missed that dash jump. Got that one. Got that one. Okay, now we're down here. It is possible to be too fast right here. You actually, I cut the load pretty short. Like I loaded before you could see it. But if you go back, you can kind of see that I was too fast and I bashed into it. That is because I landed way over to the left right here. If I land too far left from here, like right over there, if I cut this really tight and then dash down, then the ice block will hurt me because I've made the camera not spawn the ice block fast enough. So what I need is for that ice block to reach me just as I'm reaching this downslope right here. This downslope right here. So as soon as you land, you should be able, normally, to do a immediate left dash that stops this ice block. I should have made the save stage better. That's okay though. Again, there's that strat on the right. This save state is so bad that I can't even do the right strat. But anyways, that's in the beginner tutorial if you want to see it. So 2 ways I would recommend to throw this. The dangerous way and the safe way. The safe way is not that much slower. The safe way was kind of, I mentioned it as an intermediate method in the beginner tutorial, and that is to throw it from right here on this flat part. And well, if I don't get knocked out, that should always result in the ice block going in there. But it's one thing I forgot to mention in the beginner tutorial is you can't do it in the middle of the jump or else it'll ricochet back. And it's really stupid. Like that. So make sure when you're going for this, make sure you have touched the ground first before you throw. Like that. So there's a faster, dangerous way if you stop this ice block here to throw it while on the slope right here. And it's the same kind of don't throw until you touch the ground. Only when you get it, you get an immediate fast bounce. That's the difference. It lands on this. It doesn't hit this. So when it hits this, it has a chance of slowing down, a very good chance of slowing down. And so you don't get the immediate bounces. Let me show you the difference one more time. Slow bounces. You saw how it had to kind of accelerate. Versus from here, fast bounces. And so you get the 16 bounces really quickly by doing that. Oops. Now, the reason this is a dangerous strat is because there is a bad pixel here. Let's see if I can get it. There's one pixel here. I call it the ricochet pixel. And it is up toward the top. It's up toward the top of the slope. The flat part will never do this, but it will always be slower. Well, most of the time be slower. There it is. I found the ricochet pixel. There it is. If you hit that pixel, that sucks. But my old strat for this was, well, the beginner strat for stopping the ice block was to get on the other side of the pole. Well, a slightly faster way is to be at the bottom of this slope right here, and it'll just naturally stop for you. You can just kind of like sort of hang on to the hang on to an upslope by sort of kind of finagling your way to the, well, finagling yourself so that you're hanging on the bottom in a way that the ice block comes up at you, and then it acts like you stomped on it and stopped it. So that's all the ways to do that. All I can say, if you're going for this, if you're going to challenge this ricochet pixel to try and get the to try and get the fast bounces, aim for the lowest spot you can without it bouncing back on the bottom. You can go pretty low on this. Like that was nowhere near the top. Like that will bounce back if you're too low. I think anywhere from like the halfway point of the slope to the bottom. Or the, yeah, there we go. Anything from like the halfway point and down will ricochet back. Anywhere from the halfway point and up will not, except for that one pixel. Personally, I'm gonna go for this in runs. I'm gonna challenge that ricochet pixel. I'll be okay. Okay, we're done with that. That's everything. Let's move on. Okay, while this is bouncing, I like to count the number of times that it bounces. I can hear it. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 16. And then you can start going before the wall has actually exploded. You don't have to wait until you visually see the wall. Okay, I was too fast there. I think I confused 15 with 16. Oh, got it. Unironically got the ricochet pixel. If that happens in a race, I'm gonna hate myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. That's like the fastest you can do it right there. Cutting as close as you can to that wall. Okay, so from here, this is gonna be a very annoying sound as I load this state a bunch of times. Actually, you know what? I don't have to do it. I'll just, yeah, just pretend I'm following behind the wall really closely. In fact, let's get rid of this. Okay, so this part right here, there is a dash jump. It's gonna start with a dash down from the thing as you're following behind really closely after the 16 bounces. And then the dash jump takes place roughly just center left of the point of this overhang. If you're dead center with the overhang, I think it bonks. Or maybe not. Yeah, there is like a bad bonk pixel somewhere around here. Oops. I can't seem to find it to save my life. There it is. There it is. Yeah, so there is a bad bonk pixel somewhere around here. I guess just make sure you're roughly center while running. Make sure you're in the right spot. Get this dash right here so that you make it over this porcupine. And this is a tough jump. Because if you are, let's see, if you are too late, let's see if I can get an example. Come on, get a dash jump. No. Oh, wow. Okay, made it over. There is a bad pixel around here. Give me a second. I will find this. Oh, because I have to dash first. Yeah, that's right, because of the camera. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you do have to kind of keep the camera in mind when you're going towards that porcupine. And to make it over with a dash jump, you have to find the right spot so that you're kind of clearing along the overhang in a way that you're just kind of like rubbing up against it constantly. And if you're in the wrong spot, then it'll result in getting hit. And the way I avoid that is to do this jump from as far right as I can before the bonk thing happens. And then, yeah, jump and, let's see. Yeah, once you get that, then you can just jump and headbutt out and then just hold right. You can alternatively just kind of jump out as well. What was my strat? What was my strat during World? Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I added another dash jump right here. I believe this was the, yeah, that was like the second dash jump we added into this stage back in the day. And every new dash jump I added would piss everybody else off. I loved it. Alright, so 2 dash jumps there was the optimal way to do it, and I believe that's still the best way to do it today. Otherwise, up, headbutt out, and then just hold right. If you do not get this dash jump, that's okay. Never fear, you can just switch to that. I would just switch to jumps, personally. I don't think there's a possible convenient spot to dash jump from here that'll result in anything but death. Okay, you can dash jump from there at least. So it's like, oops. Yeah. Okay, so if you're on the flat part, that's right. I'm sorry. If you're on the flat part, you can still dash jump out here and still make it. So, oops. Okay, missed that one too. So I'm gonna revert to the beginner strat, get to the other side of the pole, kind of scale back, and then jump over. Okay. So, oops. Dash jump, and then I can just revert back to that strat. Okay, so I missed the second dash jump, so once again I reverted back to the scaling back followed by jumping over. Ah, that time I let go too early. I hit the porcupine. Okay, back to that. Okay, let's get to the bottom here. We're ready to move on. I'll just walk that way. Okay, so you should be at regular falling speed going through here. If you want, you can try to challenge the spike as closely as you can, but if you're too fast, then you'll just die. It's kind of tough to challenge that, but you don't have to. Since this is an advanced tutorial, we are going to sprint down this, And there's two ways you can do this. You can do a headbutt, which actually the headbutt is easier to pull off than the jump is, if you can believe that. However, you still get a chance of getting locked at the bottom. So aim that headbutt for a generous spot where you still have room to jump out in case it locks. And alternatively, there's also a dash jump strat, where we do a dash jump right there. It's a little faster than the headbutt, since you slow down a little bit with the headbutt right there. I'll show you two ways to do this platform skip. Let me get some coffee real quick. Thank you, Raspinol. Also, thank you, Julie Cat, for the 100. Oh, there's a lot here. Alright, so I was here. You just do the dash jump. And once you reach the snowman, we don't kill him. It's slower to kill him. It's like 1 second slower to headbutt him. So we're going to try to avoid him as best we can. So you can do this from the headbutt or from the dash jump, since you'll be at dash speed either way. If you do the headbutt, you're going to have to restart your dash speed every single time, even if you make the headbutt. I said, even if you make the headbutt, you still have to restart your dash speed, and you're gonna do a headbutt after the snowman. That window looks tight, but it's not as tight as you think. So after that snowman, if you are kind of center right of his body, you will headbutt him on the sort of center right side, like that. So you have about roughly that distance all the way to the spike. That's pretty generous, I'd say. It's like a good maybe 4, if you're sprinting, maybe 4 or 5 frames. I haven't actually tested, so I don't know. But, okay, so we're gonna go for this platform skip here, or the stalactite skip, where you do that same thing where you kind of coast along the ceiling. But you land on the platform, and this is kind of hard to get used to at first, but if you're not doing dash jumps here, which I'll show that later, that's all you have to do, is land on it, slide a little bit, and try to get a jump out. Full jumps here while doing this strat are kind of your enemy. So full jumps, yeah, right there. My jump was too high, so I banged into the ceiling and it knocked me down. So you need low jumps, but not too low. They have to be high enough to be able to at least clear to the platform. Okay, locked headbutt, so that. And this will save you 2 seconds over just waiting for the platform. Alternatively, if you are dash jumping, oops, can't do that from too early. It's tempting to want to do it as early as possible, but you can't do it too early. If you are doing this from here, it's kind of the same strat. The world record holder just does that. No other dash jumps other than that one. But there is a faster strat involving a dash jump here, and that is another dash jump there. There's actually many dash jumps here you could do. See if I can get them all. There was a dash jump, and then you can just kind of slide out into this platform. The jump to this platform is actually easier if you get that dash jump, but the dash jump itself is much harder. And personally, I'm not going to go for that in the race. To get that dash jump, however, it's a little tricky because okay, so you got your dash momentum here. I said you got your dash momentum here. You're going to need to do another double tap right here because you have too much sliding momentum to be able to make it out otherwise. So if I'm, actually you can do that. I can show this from headbutt. So if I'm just going, if I'm just dashing right, then it's not going to allow me to dash jump here. That was not a dash jump, that was a regular jump. Mostly because I have too much momentum, like sliding momentum going down, and I have to kind of start my dash jump before it lets me slide down. Well, that little buffer double tap thing I mentioned before when we were throwing snowballs that last time, that works here as well. So to do this, you get over here, and even if you are in mid dash speed, like you do that, once you reach the spot, you have to do another double tap. So you dash jump here, you let go, double tap here, and then that will enable a single tap dash jump. I'll show you what I mean. There. So I still do a double tap just because out of muscle memory, but theoretically all I had to do was this. Just one tap of that would have worked because it would have carried over that previous double tap, that extra double tap I did. There, got it again. So I got this in my PB. And on top of that, there's another one that you could throw in. Right there, that last one. That's kind of tricky to me, and it doesn't save much. Oops. Ah, come on. Come on. I'm never gonna get this, am I? Oh, close, close, close. Nope. It's actually kind of useless for me to show this in the tutorial. I'm not going for this. Nobody's going for this. Ah, come on. I just want to get all three. Okay, so it's one, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't get it. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going for that, personally. So, race strats, personally what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the dash jump that gets over this porcupine. I'm going to try the dash jump that gets me out of here as well. And, well, if I can get decent momentum like that. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for this, and I'm just going to do regular jumps. Whoops. Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't go for that dash jump either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over the porcupine. I'm going to go for the next dash jump. I'm just going to headbutt. And then I'm going to do this and this. And that makes the camera just nice enough to put the platform under me if I do like a medium height jump that doesn't bonk anything. And that should work out pretty well. How long is this tutorial so far? Probably like, it's already probably up to 2 hours. This is 10 snowballs. There is a, believe it or not, there is a kind of a faster way to get through this, but I think it's only useful if you are grabbing the warp. So we don't have to worry about that. Just wait for the 10 snowballs, run to the next checkpoint. Finally, we can move on. All right, so grab the platform, run off immediately. Double tap right, double tap left. Or alternatively, just hold left. I think double tapping left might be a little bit faster. Like you can cut your right momentum a little faster with that dash. Oh, just don't do that. You are gonna have to time a left input because if you press nothing, you can't make it to that ledge. So you are gonna have to time a left input and do another dash that gets over. And it's actually faster. Well, a dash jump would be fast here. And you can do that, but I think it's equally fast, actually, if you just headbutt. That headbutt is a 4-frame window. You will die if you miss. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You can switch to a dash jump if you feel that is safer, since, after all, if you miss that dash jump, as long as you're on the edge, there you go, then you will at least clear it, which is fine. Okay, but yeah, the headbutt is a little faster if you want to do that. So, probably for the race, I think I would prefer a dash jump here, just to be safe. Okay, porcupine walls. All right, porcupine walls. So it's impossible to jump over these. I've tried. You can't jump over these. If these spikes weren't here, you might be able to jump over them, but you can't in this instance. So what you're gonna have to do is follow kind of closely behind this porcupine. You're not gonna be able to dash all the way. There's just, even if you are like perfectly timed, you still bump into the wall with your headbutt. So what you're gonna have to do is kind of follow closely behind, but not too quickly. So you're gonna have to do a series of taps and then headbutt over it. So you get under it as fast as possible. And then dash jumps aren't gonna, well, a dash jump from there might help you, but nah. Just get to right here. A small jump will make it to here, and then to here, because you can't make it to this ledge in one jump. You can't. So, get to right there, baby jump, full jump, and then the faster you trigger that explosion that just happened, the faster this guy will move and get this wall out of the way. So, let's see. So, like there. Be quick. And the quicker you are with those series of jumps, the faster this guy will knock this wall out of the way for you. Alright. Alright, so this one, you do want to dash at full speed. And, that window to headbutt over him and get under the wall at the same time is actually pretty lenient. It's not too tough once you get the timing. Personally, I have a visual. I follow behind, and once I'm directly under the spike, actually, is a really good timing for that headbutt. And like center with that spike, not so much left side, but like center with that spike. It's a really good timing to get under him, or get under it, and over him. And then once you're past the wall, let's do it in one sequence. Once you pass the wall, double tap, get to the right side of that ledge, and then turn around and weave. Like that. And then one more double tap, and then you're done. Swag strat. Headbutt, kill yourself. Knock your corpse over the finish line, and then you'll spawn somewhere, and then it'll and then it'll go straight to the next stage for you. It's no slower, no faster to do that. Okay. Awesome. Finally got through that mess. Let's move on to Surf City. Okay, first of all, that swag strat exists here too. Super jump. But remember, your hitbox kind of still does exist a little bit somewhere up there. It like wraps around and thinks you're on the ground. So I wouldn't trust yourself to be safe up there. You still have to kind of actively try to dodge the logs even when you're up there. All right, so personally I like to do this at the right side. The sequence is really simple. Down, up, down, up. And the reason I like being on the right side actually is because down, up, and these 4 logs, you don't have to do anything, just down. Okay, these ones you have to dodge though. So, one more time, that sequence is down, up, down, up. Down, 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 down. Back, forward, back, forward. If you want this one up, it costs no time to grab, may as well. If you want to stay at the right, you can. Just don't get hit by these whirlpools. Down, up, down, up, down. Now, get to the back for this part, because kind of like the turbo tunnel checkpoint, the camera scrolls over a little more for you. And then you get these Space Invaders. It's a very early jump. It's like, yeah. So it's like roughly as soon as the camera starts moving in your dash, that's when I start doing the jump. Once I see the camera has moved, that's a good time to hit that guy on the downstroke. rather than the upstroke. Otherwise, you won't get there to the left fast enough. So it's like even if you hit this guy fast enough. Let's see if I can get an example of the up punch on this guy. Okay, so I couldn't hit that lower guy fast enough. So I would have ran over here and had to wait a little bit for the camera since it doesn't scroll until that guy is despawned. If you want to kill all four, make sure that first one on the upper right dies on the kind of on the down on the descent of your jump rather than the ascent of your jump. Oh boy, awkward save. Oh my gosh, where is it? Right there. I normally do this straight from the start, not from a pause. Okay, so to get this, you do have to jump to get it, but a dash jump will make it faster. So yeah, a dash jump will make that slightly faster. This is a headbutt followed by that delayed headbutt I was talking about. Okay, so headbutt followed by delayed headbutt. Otherwise, you'll do an accidental boot, which is a little bit slower. The headbutt will be faster. Get to the right side and do that down tech that we learned in stage 1. You can even get rid of this helmet at the same time. Oops. Whoops. Shit. Okay. Because this helmet can be a pain if Big Blag goes awry. Oh, that's right. No. That helmet doesn't do anything. I forgot. We scroll the first one off. Okay, well, kill that helmet for swag then, if you want to kill the helmet. Either way, I recommend doing the down tech so you have a faster boot when you get to this guy. Once he's dead, double tap to the right. As soon as you see flies, turn up and left. Up and left. So if I'm holding right here, that stick falls and lands on him. And how the hell am I going to get that stick? I would rather turn a direction where the stick falls that way. Okay. Now, there's a slightly faster kill than the beginner way on Big Blag. First of all, every time he stomps on the ground, it lags for, I think, 12 frames each, maybe 10 frames each. It lags a lot every single time. So you can get a slightly faster kill by not letting him touch the ground at all. It's dangerous. You do have to time your shots really, really well. Also, I like to do 3 shots at a time like that. Kind of a sequence of 3 shots like that. That way, so he goes up and he has to descend before you can hit him again. And if you're waiting for the full descent on each one, you're gonna wait a little longer between shots. Whereas if I do that 1, 2, 3 combination, then he's going to descend much faster for that 4th hit. And so you get overall slightly faster shots in. Okay, so I want to get an example of the up pattern. There's 2 possible jumps this guy can do. One of them is the short jump, which is that, which I've gotten every single time now. I want to see the high jump. Nope, that's the short jump. There it is. So the high jump is a little harder. You have to time it out of the air. But once again, if you are at the top of the screen, both of them shouldn't hit you from there. And if you want, you can even like sort of adjust a little bit so that you have a decent distance away from him so that his tail hit doesn't hit you when he does the high jump. He refuses to do the high jump. Nope, short jump again. He's being really nice to me, actually. The short jump is the good pattern. Short jump again. Wow. I swear it's RNG. There it is. Okay, so I lost some time on the ground there. Okay, one more thing is this guy takes 16 hits to kill. And on the final 3 hits, notice how the camera doesn't scroll until he is despawned. So he went up, and then he went down, and then the camera started moving. I can speed that up. With this 3 hits, whoopsie. Hang on. 3 hits per cycle. As long as I count it, I can time it better. There we go. There's the high jump finally. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whoops. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Immediate camera movement. And the reason for that was because I hit him so high up that he despawned off the top. And that was enough to get the camera start moving again. So much faster camera that way. Thank you, Cisco Kid. Oh no. Okay. So once I've lost track of how many hits I've done on him because I messed up, I start reverting to all up shots. If I think I'm getting close to the end, that kind of keeps him above the threshold. And that's kind of like a safety strat out if I want to keep on doing that camera manipulation. Okay, then the jump into the Surf City board. Oh, I gotta move on. Okay. Nice up pattern. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Immediate movement. Just run into the surfboard. That swag strat still works, but eh. Okay, welcome to the mines. So one thing I forgot to mention that I should have mentioned, it was pointed out on the Discord, is that the tops of the mines are more generous than the bottoms of the mines. These hitboxes skew kind of low. And so if you're in the middle and you have like an ambiguous dodge to make and you're not sure which way, up is usually better. However, don't go up too high. Don't get yourself sandwiched at the top. So if you're right there and you have another ambiguous dodge, then try to take preference over where there's more space, which in that instance would be down. Oh, I'm over here. Shit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I fucked up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. Got him off the top. It's very easy to miss him when you're not doing the ground strat. Ugh, that was scary. So personally, I like to be slightly forward from the left edge because I find being able to dodge backward to be very useful to make certain jukes. Once the mines get faster, then I go to the left edge. Because then it's more about reaction time than it is about jukes. Yikes, I'm getting scary mines here. And then 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's the tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna do a run through of all that. Just a little summary run through. Let's start from the top. My PB for this? Well, for any percent, my PB is 1238. Oh, right, that's a hold left, I forgot. Okay, 3. Yeah, I messed this up, so I gotta wait for him. Dash jump, good. Bait him down. Right here. Dash jump. Let's see what kind of global I got. Looks like I got a bad one. I was a little too slow in that one part, so I missed a global. So that's 4 seconds slower than optimal. Okay, that's stage 1. Ba-doo-doo. The dialogue mash like that. Little swag 1-ups. I don't necessarily need them. Nice, got all 5. Okay, important part is keep the screen scrolling. So if you have to sacrifice 1-ups to do it, then do it. I'm gonna try and get this jab. Nice, got that jab. I was missing that every time. Let's go for let's go for this one as well. Die at the top right here. Get a jab right there. I missed. So I lost a little bit of screen scroll right there. As my throat attacks me. Okay. So those are the easy plants. Just kind of get the... do the lunge strat. Since there's no way to do it any faster. Remember that visual. Okay, slightly earlier than the lunge. Sometimes they do lunge though, which is nice. Get a jab. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, it's not just the sword. It's also that anvil attack. I forgot to mention that anvil attack to that second bird. Can be faster than the sword. Okay, as long as you're at the bottom, you'll get the fastest transition out. Nope, missed the air headbutt, so revert to the ground. Let's go down a little bit, since I have to make this dash jump. Left. Missed the dash jump. Got the dash jump. Got the dash jump, good. Reverse headbutt. YOLO dash jump. Good. That was a good stage 3. Turbo tunnel. Yo, thank you, Breakcats. Alright. I remember that. I forgot what series that was. Was that SNL? The ambiguously gay duo? Maybe that was like, maybe that was Kids in the Hall. I can't remember. That's an old one. Ah! I died on an auto-scroller. I'm so bad. You saw I got the jump off, too. It just gave me little bits of jump jank. Alright, let's go back a little bit. Okay, there we go. No excuse for that. No excuse. I fell asleep for a second there. I don't remember. Yeah, Mad TV might be right. All right, Slash Woman. Have a good night. Sleep well. Only thing to mention here. Finish the stage on the left. That way the camera enables that. Yo, Retro Trev, thank you for the 7 months. My apologies, I'm doing a tutorial right now, so this is just a review playthrough that I'm doing. Okay, got the really slow one. Ah! Messed up the dash jump. So I got a bad snowball cycle, messed up that ledge dash. Let's see if I can get this trick. Good, at least I got that. Bad start to the stage for sure. Whoa. Yeah, barely got that fast enough. 2, 3, 4. Let's do a baby jump, dash jump. Damn. I jumped too early there. Stay right here. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Ah, damn it. Okay. Ooh, that was kind of jank, so I have to switch to that strat. 3, 4. Hail Mary jump. Safe one up. Dash jump. Dash jump. Dash jump. Dash jump. Run. Don't get the ricochet pixel. Oop, missed that dash jump, so I had to revert back. No, missed it by just a hair. It's okay. Little higher jump. That made it that time. That's stage 4. Swag. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down, 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 down. Back up. Back up again. Free one up. Back up for the camera. Delayed headbutt. Oops. Oh god, I meant to turn around. This is really bad, actually. That was really bad. Okay. Short hop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, missed him. Hitbox is very dynamic. Okay, slightly forward if you want to be able to juke back for the slow mains. In case you get partially sandwiched. Okay, forward a little more, and once they speed up, time to go backward. Mines skew high, so favor the upside of everything. But don't go too high or you'll get sandwiched between the mines and the wall. Usually. My eyes are glued to the right side of the screen to be able to read them the best. So 1, 2, 3, and there you go. Ba-doo-doo. And as usual, yeah, the same thing applies where if you're on the right side, if you're all the way to the left side, then the camera will get you out of the stage the fastest. And there you go. That's Battletoads. Okay. Yeah.